Hi everybody! Today I'm doing a very easy and quick card with these two stamp sets from Creative Smile. It's Jungle Fever, it's an older set, I think it's not available anymore on the shop, and Decorative Wishes. And I'm starting with stamping this little birdie. I always stamp it twice or more because I think when I make some mistakes while I'm coloring, I do not need to stamp it again and clean the stamp again and all these things. Yes, I'm coloring with my Copics, and for this I had these sheet of color combinations I found out with in the last time, and yes, I'm very lazy with looking for new color combinations. So if I have one combination which I like, I use this every time. I'm very lazy at this, sorry. And I'm starting coloring with the darkest color. I think some of you starting with the lightest color. This is not my kind of coloring. So yeah, it's very easy, and because the image is so small, it's very fast. So that is why I'm showing you the whole process. And I'm using 4 colors, and the lightest one I use also for the belly. Is it right? For the part under the bird. But only one soft brush and not as much color as I used at the wing. So and I cut it out with my scissor. I love to cut it with my scissor. I have for no stamp I have these dies, matching dies. So me and my scissors, we are big friends. So now comes the easy background. I'm using this stamp. It's sending smiles. I thought it was, yes, it matches good to this little bird, I thought. So first I used my powder tool, and then I took Versamark ink, to emboss this sentiment. And this powder tool makes that the embossing powder is only staying at this image and not on the rest of the card. But I have a little brush to put away the powder what is mistakenly on other parts of the card. So I cut out with these Creative Smile stitch die frame. It's a German size, so that is why I use it very often. And then I took my distress ink. I can't remember which one. I think it was Festive Berries, because it was a little bit darker than Warm Lipstick, but I think these colors are very similar. And I put it on my acrylic block, and then I took only my water brush or water tank brush to bring on this color on the card, and I put it in a stripe because I thought it looks a little bit different than on my other cards, but I love this technique. This watercolor effect is so beautiful. And yes, I took my heat gun to dry it. I think it looks better when you let the time dry it, but I'm too not patient enough for this. And then I took a second layer because I wanted more of these beautiful edges, so I made a smaller stripe on the first stripe. And again, I took my heat tool to dry it because, you know, I'm not so patient. Yes, and that was it. This was all the magic, I think. And we are very near to the end of this card. So now I'm only want to add some more sprinkles or dots to this card. I'm not such an accurate stamper or crafter, so I do not masking this stripe. I just put my little paper over it and do these dots. So now I need some cardstock. I always had this problem that watercolor paper looks so kind of yellow, and my normal cardstock is so clear white. But now I found out that this paper I found in the house of my grandma when she died, she had so many crafty things. And this paper, I think it's nearly 30 or 40 years old, and I didn't use it. It was in a box far away, and these days I wanted to throw it away, and then I had the idea to put it in the near of my crafting table, maybe for you to use it for some notes. And then I recognized it matches perfect to this kind of yellow from this watercolor paper. So I'm so happy with this, and now I take this paper for my cardstock. So thank you, Grandma. Yeah, I looked for a long time for the right paper. So now only some foam tape at the back of this card, and some more foam tape for this little birdie, and then the card is finished. I didn't use any sequins in this case because I thought all these drops are enough, and the card is pretty enough. So thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.